Leo, when I channeled for your video, I got a masked ball. I know. You were at a masked ball. Other people were at the masked ball. There was like a big staircase and people were passing each other. And there was a real sense of intrigue as to who you were, who they were. People hiding behind masks, but not necessarily in a bad way. And then it led me to the conclusion, that's a card for you. Oh my God, Two of Cups, woohoo! It led me to a conclusion, and this kind of supports it actually, that you should be going to a masked ball at least once a month. Anyhow, there was intrigue, there was sexiness, there was a little bit of which I think Leos need in their life. Okay, now this doesn't have to relate to a relationship. Leos are a sign, and it's weird because the other thing I got as well was there's an emoji on iPhone, certainly, which is two masks. It's that whole kind of theatre sign. So I got like theatre and I got stage. And Leo is associated with the actor, with the stage, with lead roles. Not that you need to be an actor. You know, it's not about that. This is about in life. And certainly in your situation, something is being acted out. Oh my God, you just got the lovers. The lovers. Let me just take one more card. Then we've got 5. It feels like a frisson that you get when something is a bit secret, maybe a bit naughty, maybe a bit, you know, a bit Leo. Let's take one more card and then we're going to dig in and find out. I love this. But yeah, it could be happening in any area of your life. Now, of course, we do have the lovers and we do have the Two of Cups. So I will pay attention as well how it's playing out in your relationships. I'm just waiting for this other card and it's stubborn. Let's see if it's wants to make itself known, because for some reason I know we need 5 and we've got 4. What do we really need? There you are. Hello. Woohoo! Okay. We start with the Two of Cups. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. This combo is very good because when you've got the Two of Cups, it's Venus in Cancer. There's a slightly dreamboat feeling of like, oh, you put the phone down first, and it can be that feeling of limerence when you just met someone, you're in the honeymoon phase, you know. It can be what I've been happily married for 20 years and I just love sitting next to you in my sweatpants and watching Netflix. It can be, I'm so glad I met this business partner when I did because we vibe together. It's a we vibe together card, okay? And that's a delicate thing. A vibe is quite a strong thing, but also a delicate thing. Like a vibe can go off, you know, it can be on, it can be off. But I love if I get the Two of Cups, or if I get the 10 of Cups, or if I get the Ace of Cups, I like to anchor it. I'm always pleased to see this, which is the look at all the pentacles we've strung up, you know, and then you always have the parents, the baby, sometimes you get a dog. You know, the way this plays out varies, especially, you know, it's a bit old-fashioned sometimes, tarot, so 2.4 kids at a wide picket fence. Here we are. It looks a little bit sometimes like one of those posed pictures that politicians used to do in the UK when they've been having it away with, you know, sucking someone's toes on a ferry or whatever, and Sun newspaper's got a picture and then they're like, I'm standing by the gate in my Surrey home with my wife, Petunia, who supports me. Petunia's there going, blink twice. It can feel a bit like that sometimes when you look at tarot because it's, you know, it's a bit old school. So this is however your kind of, do I want to call it happily ever after? No, but whatever your happy looks like, whatever your, I don't want to call it a happy ending either because I'm getting massage vibes. Oh God. Gemma. I don't know what's happened to my filter lately, and I have just had some coffee. And no, I'm not drunk, to the man who keeps commenting going, I can tell that you're drunk. I'm teetotal, actually. I'm very boring. But caffeine, I'm a Pisces. Caffeine affects me. What can I say? I'm not like you guys. Now, this is good because this is your secureness. And Leos don't always, I'm not putting this very well, but Leos don't always need security to be secure. That is good. But it's what feels and what looks good for you. Then we've got the Three of Cups. I like this. You've got a lot on your plate. You know, Leo is always doing about bloody 1,000 things. And you know I've got like a best Leo friend. And she just arrives, you know, she just arrives at my house. I love that. She's the only person who arrives unannounced at my house and has the balls to do so. Tell me if that's a Leo thing. I think it is a Leo thing. But she'll just arrive and she'll have like her outfit on and some lipstick on and some really good statement earrings, like a fucking dinner plate, you know what I mean? Boof. And they look great. And it's like, she's always busy. There's so much that she's doing that we're just like in this sort of 24 minutes that she's got before she's got to do something really random in a minute and go, you know, I'll just say this before I go. And that's what you're like at the moment, and that's what you can expect in May. This is your May reading for 2026. I don't know if I even managed to say that yet. But there's also a lot of things, a lot of diversity in your relationship. Sorry, when I'm channeling, I always get like a sort of hay fever symptoms. I don't know why. It's weird. This shit is weird. It just is, isn't it? We're sitting here looking at little squares and pictures and drawings, and it's weird, but there we are. We are who we are. I am who I am. You are who you are, and you are Leo AF. So your smorgasbord is big. Connections, friends, things happening, social events, stuff you're going to get invited to. Your relationships are all kind of, and I'm getting, oh God, I'm getting so many channels for you. Cogs and wheels turning and chick, chick, chick and ding, ding, ding and bong, bong, bong. You know, like the inner workings of a clock. I'm now miming the inner workings of a clock. No wonder that guy thinks I'm pissed all the time. He's like, you know, the thing doing that and the other thing going, that's all your relationships. Now, in terms of work and love and all sorts, there's been recalibrated. That's what I'm trying to say. The search for the word is over. They're being recalibrated. There's also stuff in here about power base, chemistry, and I don't just mean that in terms of for, you know, does anybody say for anymore? It's a bit of a 90s word, isn't it? For. I fancy that person, or that person fancies me, or, you know, I mean kind of chemistry, alchemical type chemistry. You know, what's going on in terms of, because remember, you are a fire sign, and for some reason, fire and alchemy, they're pretty much interwoven. So there's something here about chemistry, there's something here about a beautiful, brave new reality. That whole thing with the masks, it's intriguing and it's sexy and it's interesting, but you wake up the next day and it's daylight. I also feel, and this is something else, festival feeling. Now, some of you may be going to festivals, but it's a festival feeling that I get. So it's not necessarily that you need to be going to a festival, but when you're at a festival, it's all the rules have changed. They're kind of called off. And I feel like May for you is a bit of a festival. The rules are off, the gate's unlocked. You can try stuff. You can be Leo about it. You can be full effect. You can go full fire. We also get this chap. I love this. This was what we were looking for when we said, tell us something we don't know, and the card wouldn't come out. And then it does, and it's the Knight of Wands. And he's just like, yeah, woohoo! And that's Leo. Some days you feel quiet and really introspective as Leos. So I'm not talking about you tearing through the streets, if anyone was going to, it would be you, but you know what I'm saying. It's a feeling, it's a rush, it's Kundalini energy. If this video is hitting the spot, do hype the video. Now, YouTube's best kept secret, hyping. Go down. I don't know what in the Benny Hill is wrong with me today. Going down, as Steven Tyler said in that video in about a million years ago. Go down to the comments thing. You're on your phone, yeah? And you've got like the like button. Like. And then there's a comment thing. And you just brush to the left. It's like opening a secret door. And it will say, hype this video. And you can hype the video and it will get to more Leos. And YouTube will be like, oh yeah, come on, hype the video. So thank you. A lot of you do hype my videos on the Leo video and it is much appreciated. Now let's talk about the lovers. The lovers. When you get the lovers, it can have things to do with love, of course it can, but also it has things to do with choices. It used to be called the choice. It often, not in this deck, and not in a lot of decks actually, in the Mythic Tarot it does. It can sometimes have a really old school choice, it's always a man. I'd love to see one which was like a woman choosing between like a lineup of about 20 men. Like, a Gallic shrug, maybe. But it's normally a man choosing between 2 or 3 women. I know, maybe sometimes with an apple. Apples and tarot. Run. Have you ever seen low-hanging fruit in tarot? Run. But anyway, that's because we'll take the meaning but not the sentiment. It's a choice. He's choosing. You get to choose. Now, it's usually a choice. And let's say in something like the Iliad by Homer, there'd be a choice. I can't remember who it is. I think it's Priam has to choose between Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and Helen of Troy, and maybe Athene as well. I know. And of course, he chooses Helen of Troy, the face that sinks 1,000 ships. And, Troy and all the rest of it, massive story, pretty big. So there are consequences, is what I'm trying to say. There are consequences to this card. And they're quite big consequences. Oh. I can't help myself. I don't know what makes me like this. I think it's because doing your reading reminds me of being with my friend and we're a bit filthy. No holds barred. Right, and then we get, and this card, oh, I love this card because I want a house that has the sea like that, even though it's really scary. 2 of Swords. So 2 of Swords is also about making a choice, but it's really weird. It's really weird because both of those swords are an Ace of Swords. I know. So in other words, there are kind of 2 good ways to go or 2 bad ways to go. And you're not able to decide yet, or maybe you think you are, but you shouldn't. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, don't make big choices in May if you can help it. Okay? Because the consequences are bigger than you think. Okay? The consequences are bigger than you think. How does this play out in our relationships with friends, family, lovers? Lovers. Oof, yes, yes! The Chariot. Now, when you get the Chariot, you can see here, and this has come up for a few signs, okay? This is the Chariot. You can't ride 2 horses with 1 arse, so they say. But the Chariot, they do. They ride two horses with one ass. They're like, two horses, one ass. What are we to do? I know we'll build a chariot, and then the two horses can try and go in different directions, but we're all pulling in one direction. So that is your Lovers card. And what you need to do throughout May is keep these options open. Ride two horses with one ass. I'm not even going to comment on the Benny Hillness of that. Right. Hi, sweetheart. My cat is staring at me in that way that cats do, that makes you think, what can they see that I can't? They're like, I know, it's so intimidating. Go on, bugger off out. Lovely sunny day. Right, relationships. Riding two horses with one arse. I knew you were going to get the 10 of Cups. Interesting. Ooh, bloody liking it, actually. Don't mind if I do. There's always a bit of spice, though, with the Leos. Right, bottom of the deck. Okay. Weird combo. First off, we get the 7 of Pentacles. Now, look, it's not going to snap your knicker elastic at 10 paces, honestly. It's Mr. Plod the farmer is planting some pentacles, as all the pentacle cards, and this is the Anna K Tarot, by the way, all the pentacles act as things that you can hang up or plant, you know, because of the earth and all that stuff. So he's planting his pentacles, and it's Farmer Palmer, you know, he watches them grow, and it's the life cycle of plants. And what it basically means is there is a side to this where you're actually Leo the farmer, and you're watching something grow. You're watching the cycle of something, and you're thinking, shall I keep investing? Shall I tweak this? Shall I use this crop? Shall I use that crop? Okay. So in other words, as the masks come off at the masquerade ball, and we're into the normal day, and it's the daylight, and we've come home from the festival, we're kind of watching how our gardens grow in terms of our relationships, our friendships, our love relationships. There will be an extended love reading for the love people, okay? And that will be you and me side by side. We do a deck for them, a deck for you. We do a bridge in between, which is a third deck. And then we take shadow cards, see what joins you and what also forces you apart. So this is you, Farmer Palmer, because the Leo has many hats. And you're just quietly monitoring. It's kind of behind your own back. And I love that for you. And then we get the 10 of Cups. Now look, this is pretty damn good, not going to lie. You've got the 10 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups, which, if I'm going to be honest, my favourite combo of all time. Because it's keeping it real, but it's got the champagne cork fizz thing that Leos need. And two 10s together is pretty celebratory, it's nice. And we've got the 2 of Cups. And we've got the Lovers. You are going to make choices that I think are going to be very good for you. Now, because you're in Leo, it's not going to be completely straightforward, and it will be a bit messy, and there might be a few wrong turns, and it's not easy, but I'm liking the look of it, I have to say. 10 of Cups, Mars in Pisces, it's like, woohoo! So in terms of relationships, there could really be something here, particularly if it's romantic, but also in business partnership, in friendship, in connection, because we've got that 3 of Cups, okay? Your dance card is full. Your Filofax is full of entries. Where did that come from? Then we get this guy washing his dishes in a waterfall. The Page of Cups. I like this too. Page of Cups is, it can be an apology, but it's also a bit like, say something, you know. We've got John Cusack, he's carrying his boombox, you know. I don't know what song he plays because I can't remember, but if you know, let me know in the comments. And he's going to say something, He's going to say it. And I don't know about you, but I don't think there's enough men or women walking around with boom boxes, standing under. We'd probably get arrested now, wouldn't you? That'd be stalking, Gemma. I'll stop talking. But let's just say, this is the card that says, say something. And then they do. Now, it could also be you saying something. I'm just going to write that down. So I like that because it has a lot of potential. It's next to the 10 of Cups. It's near the 3 of Cups. We've got the 2 of Cups. We've got the woohoo Knight of Wands. I mean, zippity doo dah. And then we get the Emperor. And the Emperor's like, it's main character energy. Main character energy. And it's interesting because when we were talking about the theatre and we were talking about the stage and that Leo is associated with the actor, I don't know, I probably did say it then actually, it's with the lead role. Leos are the lead role of the zodiac. Even if you're not into acting and you're very, very shy, it doesn't matter. So we've got main character energy here. And I feel like you already have main character energy. So it's someone who can go toe to toe, someone who can match you. And that goes across the board for all relationships. You know, my best Leo friend comes here because we can spar. We can back and forth. You know, we're absolutely pissing ourselves laughing in that way that you do. It's back and forth. She cracks me up. I crack her up. That's toe to toe. We're not the same. I'm a Pisces. She's nothing like me. I'm nothing like her. But we vibe. So there's something here about this main character energy and they vibe with you. And you need that across the board. You need it in business, you need it in friends, and you need it in lovers. The lovers. And we also get this, which honestly, you probably need a bit of this too. 7, not necessarily fighting. 7 of Wands, Mars in Leo. Now, this is so weird because Leo, when we got the 10 of Cups and it was Mars in Pisces, I had a little, I wish it was Mars in Leo moment. And now it is, because that's what the 7 of Wands is. And this is the power shift. And the power shift is subtle. You know, you're not literally fighting for the higher ground with somebody, but across the board, I feel like you're kind of, if you were a car, and I never know if this is up or down a gear, you're doing a gear that makes it more voomy. Because, I don't know, I've only been driving nearly all my life. I guess going up a gear. That was my upper gear, mine. It feels, Leo, like, you know, it's green light go. I like this. May is a month for experimenting. It's a month for real feelings. It's a month where the mask comes off, but it was so much fun when it was on as well. You know, you like it when the mask was on, but you like it now the mask is off. You can see what you can see. You can be who you are. And then main character energy, someone else can be as much as you are too and match you. What more do you want? Okay, I'm going to go and do your love reading, which is the more granular love reading. You and them, side by side. Deck for you, deck for them. And I said deck. And then special deck down the middle. The link is below, okay? Don't go changing. Namaste.